Who got us dancing during our interview?
Was it Dan Rue, Ben Simmons, D-Wade, or Shaquille O'Neal?
I still can't dance, even though
Still
Dan
can't
Rue
dance.
taught me
Still
everything.
can't.
You can dance better than me.
Let's just rewind this. This is a bet.
You can dance way better than me. You're like being modest about your dancing skills.
No, I know.
Okay, now pass it back, pass it back. Okay, we good. That's all I needed.
Which actor that we interviewed from the My Career Story plays Coach Ames?
So many choices. Was it Rosario Dawson, Thomas Middleditch?
Get on your feet! It's time to meet the starting lineup for your Brooklyn Nets! At shooting guard, standing 6'5", number 8, Spencer Dinwiddie. At power forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 31, man in the middle, 6 feet 10 inches, number 6, DeAndre Jordan. The other guard, 6 feet 1 inches, number 11, Kyrie Irving. The other forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 7, Kevin Durant. The head coach of your home team is Kenny Atkinson. Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, DA. Thank you. And let's check out a breakdown, looking at some stats for Green.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Green and Cauley Stein are down low. And it's Robinson in at the 3, the small forward. And looking at the Nets, they've got Kyrie Irving. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Allen. And it's Durant. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 2 guard.
And for the Nets, team dinners, you go to their practice facility, a beautiful rooftop space for team gatherings. Building chemistry is a focus for this franchise.
And that's not surprising, Greg, given that their front office is part of the San Antonio Spurs tree, so to speak. So staying connected as teammates, especially valuable in today's NBA. Love the culture here.
And Durant gets it to go, the assist by Dinwiddie.
Well, how about that floor awareness by Spencer Dinwiddie, getting his guys the basketball in great spots.
Curry passes to Robinson. Cauley Stein with it. He's picked up by Jordan. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. To the inside, Allen. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You like Allen to keep his concentration, refuses to let the defense outmuscle or outwork him.
Thompson dishes to Cauley Stein. And it's blocked by Jordan. Thompson against Dinwiddie. Pass to Durant. Outside Irving. Back to Durant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Draymond Green grabs the miss.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Well, we know that Draymond Green spends a lot of time facing up beyond the arc, but this mid-range is available too.
Here's KD following the basket by Draymond Green. KD against Green. KD passes to Allen. The Warriors pull it in, and this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
Yeah, and taking on an interconference foe, certainly not a rival. They're the better team, and they showed it, winning both matchups last season.
Irving against Curry. Irving passes to Dinwiddie. Back to Irving. It's Allen on the wing. Clock at 6. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here from deep three-point range, and again, no good by Brooklyn. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. In the corner, it's Robinson. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
Well, give them some credit for taking advantage of a weak defense and capitalizing on every mistake.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
That's not coming with the right mentality. The defender neither closes the space nor challenges the shot. That's frustrating as a coach, boy. Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Curry with some nice D. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against the Wizards. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
Thompson's so quick to pull the trigger. As soon as the ball hits his hands, he is ready to fire.
Here's Irving. He sinks the 11-footer.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
And you know, you see it every day, but it still doesn't make it any less impressive. The amount of skill that Steph Curry has on the floor, the shooting, the passing, the agility, he has it all.
Here's Doris. Oh. What about that dunk?
That was special. My goodness. Well, Kevin Durant with a little crafty creativity, KD at the rim.
Now here's Curry. He had 28 points in the win against Washington. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Dinwiddie against Thompson. Dinwiddie outside. Pass to KD. It's stolen by Green. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody back. And it's Green with the jam.
Well, you love to watch Draymond Green work on the defensive end. His activity seems to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Coming off a solid outing against Phoenix. Knocks it loose. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
No clue how he got that one to fall. A Sacramento King for his first 4 seasons. Willie Cauley-Stein was ready for a fresh start. They allowed him to leave, and he got his wish in Golden State. The athletic rim runner, a nice pickup for the Dubs.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Wilson Chandler's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Kevin Durant. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Dinwiddie. Free throw no good for Cauley-Stein. Since taking over the starting role in 2018, Willie Cauley-Stein has lived up to his draft spot of being number 6, Greg, overall in 2015.
And you knew that a big man like Cauley-Stein would take a few years to develop, but at a legit 7 feet and great length, he is everything you could hope for in a starting center.
Harris misses.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Curry on the wing. Guarded by Harris. Green. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And that's now 6 points for Draymond Green. Irving passes to Prince. Harris outside. Out to Chandler. Shot clock at 6. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Warriors leading by 5. Pascal, the pass to Green. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Timeout.
Green's got 8 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. 2018 rookie class has been something to watch, Doris. Talent at the top, but also some terrific mid-round picks.
No question. Landry Shamet is a guy who I think can be a clutch, big-time scorer who does not seem bowed by any moment, doesn't seem to be affected by pressure. Mitchell Robinson had one of the great shot-blocking seasons in New York Knicks history. I know the team didn't have success, but as a second-round guy, Mitchell Robinson could have an awfully long career.
Kevon Looney is checked in for the Warriors. Omari Spellman comes in for Green. Nets trail by 7. Harris outside. There's the pass to Irving.
Warriors foul call. That's his first personal foul.
Here's Allen. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Clock at 6. Passes it to Prince.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Russell passes to Spellman. The putback. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. 5th best, the Nets.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
And he can't get the first one. Greg, this season is the first time in the last 4 or 5 years that Golden State will not be the prohibitive favorites to win it all.
I mean, back-to-back devastating injuries in the finals. Kevin Durant departing in free agency with time and health. Will they retake the throne? We'll just have to wait and see.
He hits the second from the line.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
Curry looking around and stolen by Kyrie Irving. In transition, here come the Nets. Irving leading the charge.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
Irving against Curry. A 3-ball. And the foul called on Kevon Looney. That is his first foul of the game. Nets trail by 4. Irving passes to Prince. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first quarter. No good. Shot missing. Here's Golden State now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. And again, no good by Golden State.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane. And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
As important as spacing is in today's game, point guards must have the deep shot as part of their arsenal. D'Angelo Russell, nicely done.
Now here is Harris. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Chandler's shot, good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Curry against Irving. Fires from the line. Curry gets the bucket. Curry's got 7 points in the game.
That's a shot any team in the NBA is going to have trouble preventing. Steph Curry's jump shot is simply at another level.
Pass to Irving. Stripped it away. Irving against Curry. Pass to Spellman. 36 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the pass to Russell. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Chandler finds Irving. There's 18 seconds left here in the opening quarter. From deep. They get it again. And so it's the Golden State Warriors heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back to the action after this word. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Man, why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Warriors. They've got Klay Thompson. He's out there with Russell. And it's Spellman in at the power forward. Here's Temple after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Here's Irving. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Irving's got 8 points.
They're just so smooth. Kyrie Irving identifying the opening and then letting it rip. Well, this guy, Kyrie Irving, just so reminiscent of his idol, Kobe Bryant. He is one of the cold-blooded scorers in the game, an absolute torture for a defender to guard.
Now, here is Russell. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington.
He was also an excellent setup man as well. This guy was cutting the defense to shreds with incredible passing.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Warriors shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. The first one falls. And, you know, Doris, for both Kyrie and Kobe, each had an urge to step out on his own, to put their fingerprints on a team.
No doubt, Kevin. For Kobe, it was Shaq. For Kyrie, it was LeBron. And think about last season. Kyrie actually called LeBron to apologize. But let's not kid ourselves, right? He is most comfortable in the starring role.
And so he's able to get one of two. We're in the middle of the season, Doris. Some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
He gets it in there. 6 points for KD.
Boy, KD just lethal on the drive to the rack, and he gets a head of steam behind him. Forget about it.
Thompson outside. Passes to Spellman. Kicks it to Russell. No good with the triple.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
And that one is good. Now just a 4-point Warrior lead.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Dishes it to Thompson. Pass to Spellman. Here's Looney, out to Thompson, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The list of contenders for the three-point contest is really interesting this year. Every one of these guys is capable of going lights out in a setting like that.
Yeah, the field is almost set, and I wouldn't want to have to make a prediction. These are all fantastic shooters. It's just a matter of who gets hot on that day.
And you look at Durant. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
The voting is just about over, so we'll keep updating you on how it's going. Some very deserving names at the top of this year's list.
Yeah, no problems with the voting thus far. I think the fans and media have done their homework and picked the best shooters in the league.
And the Warriors with some changes. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Looney, and it's Green in for Amari Spellman. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Here's Robinson. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
Russell against Dinwiddie. Here's KD. Softly drops in the floater. Durant's got 9 points now in the quarter.
But KD has such great touch on that floater, an easy, fluid release on what is a really tough shot.
Here's Green, and it's sent back by KD. Dinwiddie finds Temple. Harris outside. Pass to Jordan. Dinwiddie against Russell. Dinwiddie attacking, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. You know, Doris, at times, he's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them, he has come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his versatility.
And it's tied up with that one.
And in recent years, some call the Warriors the greatest fast-breaking team since the Showtime Lakers. Doris, do you concur?
Greg, the Showtime Lakers are my all-time favorite team. But I will say, because of the shooting, the ball handling, the passing, the capability on every possession for something spectacular, I would say that this team was as close as you can get to the Showtime Lakers. Spencer Dinwiddie, one of those players that seems to have improved with every passing season, and his numbers back that up. This guy just keeps getting better.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That'll be his second foul of the game. Green dishes to Russell. Puts it up from 15, and it's good off the back rim and in. Russell's got 5 now.
Well, this is a main strength of D'Angelo Russell. When he gets room to shoot from the mid-range, there's no hesitation.
Here's Temple. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Thompson hands her the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Knocked loose. Here's Temple. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Thompson right side. Green breaking loose. Oh, that's blocked.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Dinwiddie with it. Now defended by Cauley-Stein. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Golden State gets called for the foul.
What we know unequivocally is Spencer Dinwiddie is far more than a terrific basketball player. Let's remember, he scored 1,400 on his SATs. His mom was a professor at USC. And there's something very special about being raised in an academic environment.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. And Doris, you talk about Dinwiddie's book smarts. His parents wanted him to attend Harvard.
Yeah, he chose instead, Kevin, to attend the University of Colorado, believing the Pac-12 would be a better stepping stone to the NBA. And think about it, even now, this guy not shy about challenging authority. He will keep his coaches on their toes.
And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. You can't help but notice the teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, and the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Yeah, in that game, I thought they took advantage of some sloppy play, but give them credit. They turned mistakes into points.
Well, you have to capitalize when your opponent has miscues, Greg, and give this team some credit. Every time that opponent turned it over, they capitalized.
Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You take a look at the Nets. The season well underway, and they've been solid in third right now.
Yeah, I think for the Nets, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are. Yeah,
they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now.
And it's sent back by Allen. Dinwiddie drives in. Durant trying to break free.
I'll tell you, this guy excels at using his speed and his big body to cut inside. Nice job, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Left side, Curry. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And the Warriors miss again. Nets leading by 7. The pass to Durant. Shoots over Curry. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Dinwiddie. 17 points for KD. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Russell. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Temple, guarded by Kerr. Temple, the pass to Jordan. Makes it off the glass.
Timeout.
Jordan's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Well, the commitment to winning for the Golden State Warriors certainly begins at the top of the organization, right, guys? Ownership has made it very clear money will not be an issue in retaining their stars.
So for the Nets, Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Durant, and Irving subbed in for Garrett Temple. Warriors trail by 11. And the Warriors ownership saying they want this organization to be more than a basketball team, Doris. What do you take that to mean?
I think it means, Kevin, probably the popularity of a great team can be leveraged, right? Via marketing, via media, technology, real estate. Those other revenue streams enable them to sustain this big payroll.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And Brooklyn making a change here. Chandler's checked in, and both free throws good for Dinwiddie. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago after stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent. They're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Now, Dinwiddie, after the missed three from Stephen Curry. Irving kicks to Dinwiddie. A floater, good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Russell passes to Looney. Green with the ball. Now Chandler defending. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Almost, but it rolls out.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
He's looking for Jordan and finds him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Well, we've seen this one or two times, have we not? DeAndre Jordan, finishing end of the alley-oop. Nice.
Pascal, the pass to Russell. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Russell with the bucket. Russell's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Outside Jordan. Dinwiddie with it. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now out in front with momentum behind them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Once again, Kevin Durant is so consistent in his approach. Very seldom does he have an off night. And then once in a while, you have a night like this, and he's unstoppable.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Golden State?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half, got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We've got Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Irving. Then there's Allen. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. They double him with Green. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And a moment here to check out who the Golden State Warriors have coming up. On Saturday, they'll be facing off against DeMarcus Cousins and the Los Angeles Lakers. Then on Monday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And for the matchup with the Suns, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Boy, you talk about the all-time great below-the-rim finishers. Kyrie Irving is on that list. He can use either hand. So much English. This guy is tough.
Now here's Curry. There's the feed to Cauley Stein. The offensive rebound.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Now, here is Irving. Following the missed shot by Willie Cauley-Stein. Inodorus, as great a scorer as he is, Kyrie Irving doesn't draw a ton of fouls.
Kevin, I think that has everything to do with his elusivity. This is a young man who can finish with either hand, can get separation on any defender. This is the one thing you'd say about Kyrie Irving. He does not initiate contact around the rim.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now, here is Irving. 10 points for him. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Curry against Irving. Curry kicks to Green. 5 to shoot. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for Brooklyn. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. Now here's Durant. He's got 20. Dinwiddie dishes to Irving. Will not drop through. That miss puts him at 6 for 10.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That is his first foul of the game. And the Nets making a change here. Harris is checked in.
Joe Harris.
Thompson outside, jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 7 rebounds in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Boy, there is an ease with which Kevin Durant plays the game. This guy knows I can score from anywhere right now.
Here's Curry, and Jordan sends it back. In transition, here come the Nets. Teardrop shot. Irving can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 19. Green with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. Robinson, that's good.
I think you pay the consequences if you leave Draymond Green's teammates open. He has a knack for getting the basketball where it needs to be.
At the tip.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The Warriors have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Here's Cauley-Stein, and it's blocked by Jordan.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Curry, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. The thing about Curry you have to admire, Greg, he never wants the spotlight to himself, even as a leader of his team. He always wants his teammates to shine as well.
You think back to when Clay was trying to break Curry's three-point record last season. Curry was not only cheering for him, but actively setting him up to make it happen. That camaraderie Curry shows is why his teammates love him.
First free throw is good.
And you know this, Kevin. We most closely identify Stephen Curry with his three-point shooting. But the reality is this guy is a threat from any place on the floor. He is constant pressure on the defense.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Brooklyn. And both free throws good for Curry. Brooklyn leading by 19 points. Irving up top, guarded by Curry. Temple, yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 7th assist in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless. Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last three, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Back to KD. Over Green. Here's Allen, and it's Allen slamming it down.
Well, so often we're talking about Jared Allen's length, and he does it nicely on the offensive glass right there.
Thompson outside. Shot on the wing, and it's Durant with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point. Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
And let's look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Curry.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
Now, here is Russell. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, that's the ball handling skills of D'Angelo Russell on display. How crafty at finding ways to score.
To the wing right side. Temple, the pass to Irving. Over Russell. Here's Allen. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
And the first one drops. And Greg, safe to say, Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Allen drops them both. Of course, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship, luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
So it's the Warriors now, following the bucket by the Nets. Russell passes to Pascal. Here's Looney. Some nice passing by Golden State here. The dish to Thompson. And the 3 off target.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
That's his first personal foul.
Well, you have to be a fan of the way Kevon Looney plays, the former UCLA Bruin. He puts in the work on the defensive end, Doris, and it shows.
No doubt. He has evolved to be the kind of player who is often asked to guard the wings, sometimes even point guards. Just think back to last year's playoffs. He had to guard the likes of James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry. This guy is so gifted as a defender, and he's only getting started.
And that one misses.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
And the second free throw, good. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization. And the Nets were on point throughout the process.
Irving's shot is good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Russell looking around. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Well, an excellent penetrator who is always in attack mode. Go ahead, D'Angelo Russell.
Now here's Irving. 16 points for him. Here's Chandler, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And this, now a list of guys who can shoot it as well as they can pass it. The point guards with the highest shooting percentage in the NBA. 4th, Kyrie Irving.
Some remarkable shooters in that group. I mean, you know that when you're seeing those types of numbers at the point guard position, you're talking about some very intelligent and patient players.
You know, that intelligence is really their hallmark. Always taking the smart shot, never forcing it when it's not there. You know, that's how they're able to keep their percentages so high. That and the fact that they can flat out shoot it.
And both free throws good for Wilson Chandler.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Golden State's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Spellman the pass to Pascal. Here's Looney. Outside Russell. Passes it to Thompson. Ball stolen. And now it's Chandler running. He can go all the way. And Wilson Chandler with the slam.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You take a look at the Warriors. They've managed to crawl down to the 9th best record in the conference.
And seeing where the Warriors are, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
Now here's Thompson. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. Hits the three-point bomb.
Well, this is his specialty, right? Klay Thompson's shooting form from range, so pretty.
Here's Temple. Pass to Irving. To the middle. Here's Prince, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo, one of his favorite moves right there, guys. Looney passes to Pascal. Count that one.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. And the ball out of play. The Warriors will inbound.
And with a quick break in the action, here are some numbers for Kyrie Irving. First in free throw percentage. Second in scoring. And he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. Looney down low, working on Allen. The shot by Looney, no good.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic, but boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Prince's shot is good.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Thompson from long range. And another three for Golden State.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Irving double team. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
That's a jump ball.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Golden State's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Irving against Russell. Here's Looney. He has 5. Just 5 to shoot. Russell with it. Now Chandler defending. And the Warriors get it back. Here's Pascal. Poked away, and that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession.
Substitution.
It's Curry outside, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. He's up to 26 points in the game now, just keeps pouring in the buckets. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Just can't wait till I get my song. Go ahead, get you some. Yeah. Just watch when I get me.
I got a beautiful smile.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive.
I've been away.
Here's Curry. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. Curry at the 1 and Evans at the 2. And there's Chris, and it's Poole in at the 3. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
One of those nights where the wheels come off, nerves seem to be playing a factor.
Brooklyn's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Dinwiddie passes to Prince. All right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner 3, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Back to Prince. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 5 assists tonight.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Chris. Curry outside. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I'm not sure there's a more dangerous catch-and-shoot player in the NBA than Steph Curry. If you give him space, look out.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Claxton. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Evans against Dinwiddie. Floats one. It's hauled in by Claxton. Brooklyn leading by 23. The shot by Chandler, wide open. Good on the three-point shot.
Well, this is what your point guard should do. Dinwiddie right now finding ways to involve his teammates.
The pass to Chris. Back to Curry. Golden State moving the ball around. Pass to Poole. It's not going to go for him. Chandler with the defensive effort. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Prince. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Prince has got 9 points here in the second half. Curry against Dinwiddie. Or some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. Brooklyn making some changes. David Nwaba comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Prince. And it's the Warriors with the ball. 5 on the clock. They need this. And that one is hammered home.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Here's Musa. The Warriors making the shot. Pass to Nwaba. Harris looking it over. Launches it. And the Nets, another three.
Boy, when Joe Harris is making this kind of shot, turn the lights out.
Evans bounce pass. Curry against Dinwiddie. Curry's shot is good.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Dinwiddie kicks to Harris. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for the Warriors. Warriors have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Evans outside. Pass to Robinson. Back to Evans. Unloads from 13. Brooklyn with the rebound.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Evans. Garrett Temple has checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Garrett Temple.
Here's Temple. Robinson pulls it in.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he makes both from the line. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 12 from outside, a very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. Harris against Evans. Harris passes to Musa. Here's Temple, drills it from outside.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Evans kicks to Robinson. Harris against Evans. Back to Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Temple, the pass to Harris. Of course, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have 2 goals. Instead of 1 championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
The Nets making a switch here. Dinwiddie's checked in. Ball's knocked loose. 6 to shoot. Here's Robinson. The shot, no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Down low, here's Dinwiddie. The Warriors pull it in. Here's Evans. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his first personal foul at the line for the Warriors. MyLeague. At the line for
2. The first free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Doris, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Good. 10 points for Robinson.
I'll tell you allow him to get to a spot, and it's over, right? Defense unable to even challenge the shot.
1:43 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Mwaba. The layup missed.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And with this win, they'll end up notching another victory for this year's campaign, win number 33.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Kyrie Irving.
What a selfless effort tonight. He's done such a great job finding guys in their appropriate spots.
Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more three-point attempts than two-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more three-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's two high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and three-point shots, and everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
Brooklyn with the ball, following the miss by Draymond Green from deep. Now the pass to Prince. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Temple, and the Nets, another three.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Now, here is Russell. Robinson down low. Thompson outside. A fadeaway. That one goes. Count it.
Boy, that mid-range J is so nice. Klay Thompson, automatic.
Here's Temple. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. Just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.